When Russ the Suss was voted out of mayorship in 2010, he got mad. He wanted revenge. He tried to dissolve the entire town of Otter Creek, unincorporate, but he's too incompetent to even do that right. We've shown documentation in the past already on the channel where Russ the Suss tried to get everybody's information in a petition to try and dissolve the town of Otter Creek. Now, we've got emails right here in the 6,000 emails, and right here, this one is 8/17/2010. And when we go down here, this is from the lawyer at the time, and I'm going to read this to you. It says, based on the petition language read to me by Clea. Now, right now, you're going, well, who is Clea? Clea has since passed away. You might remember the old veteran Bob, who had the huge beard and then it was gone, and he said, Jeremy, you don't even belong here. But I watch every single one of your episodes. We all want to know, where's Bob? That's a huge concern for us right now, and we feel like there are people covering that up. But Clea was his wife, and Clea was replacing Russ the Suss as mayor. Based on the petition language read to me by Clea, I do not yet have a copy, so Clea read this petition that was put together by Russ the Suss to the lawyer over the phone. All right. It appears that the citizens' petition in the town of Inglis was copied as the model. Now, let's get one thing clear. The citizen is Russ the Suss. He was mayor. They voted him out. Clea is now mayor. And what he did, because he's not bright enough to come up with something on his own, he went to Inglis and he tried to copy a petition that they had used in the past. So you understand where this is going, right? Inglis has their own issues. Inglis does their own things. And that's one of the problems that Otter Creek has had constantly is they can't come up with their own stuff. They go to another town. They just try and copy. They throw it. Well, that's what they did with the last water ordinance or resolution. They didn't even do what they were supposed to do. They copied somebody else's, and it didn't even apply to the town of Otter Creek. And here, Russ the Suss is found guilty of doing this again. All right? So he's copying it as a model. The Attorney General issued the opinion that a town cannot be dissolved by charter amendment, thus making the Inglis petition invalid. The Attorney General declined to comment on the language of the petition. All right, so what we know right now is, per the charter, you can't dissolve a town. You can't unincorporate it, right? That's what Russ wants. If I can't be the mayor in Otter Creek, nobody can. Bang, 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 bang. I serve on the council here. This is a public building. I can be in this meeting. No, you can't. It's a state investigation. You have no legal right to be in the meeting. But let's go back here. There are two ways to dissolve. As previously... Oh, boy. I got it back. I thought Russ heard us for a second. Do you think Russ is actually...
Coincidence?
Oh, my goodness. Coincidence? Or does he have us bugged right now? Oh, well, he is bugged. All right. There are only two ways to dissolve, as previously supplied by the state legislature or by town ordinance, or to be approved by voters within 30 days of adoption. In short, I think the Otter Creek petition, like the Inglis petition, is not valid because it's not consistent with state laws. And that, my friends, is how incompetent this man is. And he thinks he's got some wind in his sail because he has some other incompetent fool in New Jersey puffing him and blowing him along the way. At least he thinks it's the right way. This man continues to incriminate himself and will continue with the help of other fools. And here we go. Is it possible to rewrite the petition to ask the town council to enact an ordinance to dissolve the town, but the council does not have to pass such an ordinance, even if the petitioners make the request? So in other words, Russ has to ask the council to create the petition, put it on the ballot, and then people have to actually vote. And it should not enact such an ordinance unless the petition is signed by over 50% of registered voters, or 10% voters can demand an ordinance to be passed. If not satisfied, the petitioners can always change the town council through re-elections. That concludes my research as opinion requested by Clea. In Otter Creek, you have to have 50% of the people actually voting to unincorporate, or 10%. You have to understand 10% won't do it in Otter Creek. We don't have enough voters. Therefore, 50% of the voters, 50% of the residents, the registered voters, have to vote to unincorporate Otter Creek. And Russell already tried it, but he failed. We've got another little message here to Russ, all right, about the petition, about trying to unincorporate, because he took his ball and he went home. Wait, did he take his ball valve? I mean, he's a plumber. Well, at least he thinks he's a plumber. Most plumbers are successful. I can't comprehend how this man lives the way that he lives when most plumbers are extremely successful and live very, very well. And yet you see no success in this man's life. So here's what's being said again here. Good morning, Rose. Again, this is August 17th, 2010, 10:32 a.m. As we discussed on the phone, may I suggest a letter to the gentleman that dropped off the petition that reads as follows. Now, who was the gentleman? You didn't vote me back in as mayor. That was Russ The Suss, okay? Dear, we should just put in Russ The Suss here. Thank you for dropping off the however many signatures he got. We have the actual document. We have it printed off. Do you remember how many signatures were on it?
Not enough.
Not enough. Not that it was even legal. So thank you for dropping off the so many petitions regarding the dissolution. We've made copies for our records. You mentioned at the meeting on August 16, 2010, that you were going to give the petitions to the supervisors of election. Accordingly, enclosed, please find the so many original petitions that you left with me at the above reference meeting that you wanted to provide to the supervisor election, should you so choose. Russ The Suss goes into town hall. I've got this many petitions, 11 people. They're all related to me. Said that they want to unincorporate because I'm not the mayor anymore. And if you don't unincorporate, I'm going to the supervisor of elections of Otter Creek. And guess what happened? Absolutely, completely, totally nothing. You thought Mary spent lawyer money frivolously? Well, here we go. This is Rosemary. Hello, Brent. Brent is the lawyer in Otter Creek at this point in time in 2010. And by the way, this is about Russell. And you're also going to see his daughter, Charlene. Hello, Brent. Just wanted to bring you up to date on current events in Otter Creek. On Tuesday afternoon at about 6 p.m., my puppy was mauled and killed by a dog belonging to Charlene Meeks, the daughter of Russell Meeks. I still can't believe it. Rosemary. Okay. Number one, why is Rosemary writing the lawyer about this? Okay. She doesn't ask for any legal advice. This is just, at this point, it's just gossip, and the town's getting billed for it. Okay. Where Rosemary should have went is to Charlene. All right. Now, we obviously have a dog issue in Otter Creek still to this day. Some of you have watched video where George is talking to a sheriff and they're just dogs barking constantly. That is life in Otter Creek. There are constant dogs barking everywhere. People, different philosophies on dog care, okay? Some people have their dogs outside and they think of them as security. Some people have their dogs inside, think of them as loved ones and pets. And so there's definitely there's this mix of there's just a ton of stray dogs and they'll attack anybody and anything. And here Rosemary is pointing the finger right at Charlene Meeks. It is Charlene. There is no doubt whatsoever. It is Charlene. Parentheses, daughter of Russell Meeks. Now, why is Rosemary putting parentheses, daughter of Russell Meeks? Because she's emphasizing that Russell has been a problem to the lawyer. The lawyer already knows Russell has been a massive problem. So she emphasizes, hey, it's Charlene Meeks. By the way, the daughter of the problem person. And my doggy is done gone. But it seems as though our town clerks in Otter Creek have done a lot of gossip instead of a lot of work. To the point where they have no idea where financials are. Look at this here. Hello, Debbie. I'm gathering documents for our accountant for our 2009 audit. Now, you understand the person who's in charge of the finances is Rosemary Severino, Don the Con's wife, who is not only running one business, her real estate business, but two businesses. Lady Pirate Chartering, okay? Out of town hall office. Now, there are some who go, listen, it is okay if Rosemary uses town hall to run her businesses if it's off the clock. No, it's not. That is town resources, whether it be utilities, whether it be wear and tear on computers, whether you name it, it's town resources. It is never okay. It is against the law. It is not all right. And I guarantee you, she knows that this is all public record right now. And I guarantee you, the town of Otter Creek knows this is all public record right now. You want me to prove how wrong it is? Well, if somebody comes in and investigates, and then she's found guilty because of it, you're going to see exactly how wrong it is. It's never okay. Whether she was on the clock, off the clock. She was in town hall doing business that had nothing to do with town hall, using town hall resources to do that. But she couldn't figure out the documents that she needed for the audit. 2009 audit. Look at this. We are already in August 31. August 31, and she doesn't have the documentation ready yet for the previous year's audit. Never okay. Okay? You want that audit done as soon as you possibly can. I'm unable to locate a statement for the fire department accountant for September of 2009. Can you please help me out? The account ends with 8101. Thanks, Rose. We've seen the massive disaster that office was. We know Levy County Sheriff came in, confiscated records because it was a complete and total disarray. I don't get it. I literally don't get how the residents of Otter Creek could be okay even going in there, knowing or even suspecting that some of these issues were present. It never was, and it never will be okay. Do you find it odd, and I don't use that word often, that we are learning more about Lady Pirate fishing than we are about Town Hall in all of these public records? I mean, for example, okay, this is just an example. There are hundreds of them. All right, we got October 11th, 2010. My husband and I are going to be on Cedar Key October 11th, 2010. We want to go island fishing. We both are experienced fishermen. We'd like to go out by ourselves or with two other people if someone is interested in the same things we are. I'm wheelchair, but I can use crutches to move around. So your pontoon boat is a perfect solution for me. So here's what we just learned. The Lady Pirate is a pontoon. So we know she was... She got back. Lady Pirate, she got back. She ain't got much in the front, but she definitely got back, okay? Do you take customers on Cedar Key or elsewhere? How many hours is your half day? Do you do 6-hour charters? A 6-hour tour. No, that was 3-hour tour, right? I'm hoping we can do this. I'm very excited at the thought of catching some great saltwater fish. Last time we were out on saltwater, it was from Key Largo. Whoa. Hold a second. We're talking Otter Creek and Cedar Key. That is nothing like Key Largo. Not even close. And I love Cedar Key and Otter Creek. Okay. Some other word I can't say. And I caught 42-inch barracuda. Thank you for your time. Hoping to hear back from you soon. Sharon. Okay. So here's what we have going on. What time is this? Okay, 4:05 p.m. is when Sharon writes this email. I do not have a time when Rose responds, which I wish I did, because you'd be able to know if she was on the clock or off the clock. Actually, we probably wouldn't know because we have no idea what hours she actually worked, and she should be working 10 hours, and every of this should be happening at her own home. But she says, "Hi, Sharon. The Lady Pirate fishes out of Cedar Key. Our trips are half day, which is 4 hours." Well, look at that. We now know a half day is 4 hours on the Lady Pirate. You think we could book a quarter of a day, George? Maybe 2. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Half day, which is 4 hours. We can do a 6-hour trip. We just add $50 per hour for the fee. Now, how in the world was she able to keep up on the finances of Lady Pirate fishing, but she couldn't figure out the finances for Town Hall and the fire? I mean, literally for the fire department. Okay. We supply the rods, the reels, the bait, the tackle, and the license. The 11th of October is open at this time. Would you like to make a reservation? The fee is $275. She's being consistent. Now remember, if you're going to add on 2 more hours, it would be $375 if I'm doing my math correctly. Your charter the whole boat or $55 per person otherwise. Okay, all right, you're throwing a whole wrench into this math now. How is she figuring out all these finances, but she can't figure out the audit information? Because that's a lot of numbers right there. If you do not charter, we have a minimum of 4 persons to go out. Looking forward to fishing with you. Rosemary, town clerk, town of Otter Creek. There's the number. Again, I can't stress this enough, whether off the clock, on the clock. It doesn't matter. She's using the town email. She's signing as the town clerk. None of this is legal. This is completely and totally corrupt. No matter what Don tries to say, it is 100% not okay. This woman and this man, Donald the Conald, should repay everything plus interest of what the town of Otter Creek paid her. It's crazy. This one's all about a change in schedule for Lady Pirate. What's this one? A statement. Debbie, I've not received the statement you were going to mail to me. Remember the statement that she needed for the audit? How in the world does she not have this in the office? Like, this is insanity to me. All right. Oh, all right. She says, okay. It was mailed. However, it was postage in Tallahassee. You'll get it in the next day. Okay. We've got checks. What's going on with checks? All the checks that you inquired about should have been voided. Oh my goodness. Now we're going into voided checks. You mentioned Dan Norman usage charging. You installed a pool at this time. Count 66. We couldn't explain the spike in usage. Customer paid the bill anyway. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? This is water. George, this is water. Dan, usage changing. He installed a pool. Account 66. We can't explain the spike. Customer paid the bill anyway. That's what they thought they were going to get over on me.
Did they charge you for full Olympic sizes?
Yes. It was an Olympic-sized pool Mary was charging me for. Account number 2 turned out to be an error on the meter reader's part. No. That could never happen here in Otter Creek. I mean, they're so good with numbers. Okay, I mailed September fire statement this morning. If you need anything else, let me know. Oh my goodness, this is just insane to me. Insane. Oh, well, they cashed the checks. It was purchase, action required. What's this? Town of Otter Creek. Let's see. Reply sent. Rosemary replied. Budget ads for Otter Creek. Kathy, I'm sorry for being late. Okay, here we go again. There's not one email that's in here that I've seen so far that she's on time. Completely and totally late, misses every deadline. And when Rosemary or Mary or anybody else in that clerk position misses deadlines, the town misses opportunities for money. They get fined, okay? You realize they're getting money taken away. This is the townspeople money. But she can run all these businesses just fine, but she can't meet the deadlines for the town in a part-time position, 10 hours a week, if even that is needed at this point. I'm so sorry for being late. Please run the ads adjacent to one another. Add one, notice of tax increase. And then, of course, you'll need to have proof of publication. All right, the story of bottled water. You got to be kidding me. Thanks, I needed that. I was getting too serious. Rose, this is a story of bottled water. Apparently, that's some kind of joke right there. And Rosemary laughed. Ha ha ha, times 3. All right, we got search grant information is up next. Hi, Rose. Hi, Stephanie. I can't open the checklist. Message says I don't have the program. Maybe she should use their MP4 player. You never know. Let's see what this one is. Whoa, we got one that's hotel options down here, but I'm not to it yet. Okay, hi Sharon, if you give me the contact, I'll be happy to get the information. Somehow I forgot to finish up our business. Sharon, I'll get down on forearm crutch. Oh, this is more Lady Pirate. More Lady Pirate. Go figure. Which I'm pretty sure Cedar Key Hotel Options is going to be the exact same. Please see the information if you'd like to stay overnight. October 7th meeting. Cedar Cove, 79 per night. Okay. We got 69, 135. Event coordinator. Uh-oh. That's This whole email is about, look at that. That is literally all about Betty Martin. I'm not sure we should show that one. With all those numbers floating around in her head that she has to remember for Lady Pirate for her own business, it's not surprising that she forgot her own password for the town of Otter Creek.
Jeez.
George, if you had to come up with a password for the town of Otter Creek, what would it be? I'd go with Otter Freaks. I was so wrong. The password is 5628. Completely threw me off. I mean, at least come on, use the zip code, something along those lines. But nope, it's 5628. More lost documents. Surprise, surprise. No, none at all. Hello, Joe. I'm unable to locate our copy of the agreement that we signed on September 20th. Can you... This person needs fired, okay? You literally, as the clerk, as the town clerk, you are what's legally titled the keeper of the records. Now, we so far have seen passwords have been lost, financial information has been lost, every deadline is missed, and now we have signed contracts that are lost. And yet, she's still running businesses from town hall. This person so ridiculously needs fired. But who's the mayor at this time to fire her? Okay. I'm unable to locate our copy of the agreement that we signed on September 20th. Can you forward a copy to me? I'll be attending the SRLC meeting tomorrow evening. Perhaps you could bring it with you. I mean, oh man, this is like hiring a taxi driver who doesn't know how to drive a car. Do you understand? She does not have the skill set to be a record keeper when she can't keep the records and she loses everything. Maybe it's because she's an outsider. There's an entire thread of communication about Otter Creek water, okay? No joke. Let's see, look right here. Now this is part of the thread. Steve, there are 2 wells that I know of. This has been a problem for a long period of time. Kelly, Bronson clerk, said she lived in Otter Creek for 2 years. Her hair was orange then, not blonde. Now, this is the exact same issue that George was having when we got the water, okay? Do you realize Kelly is a natural blonde? She lived in Otter Creek, and now all of a sudden she's a redhead. And it's not even red. She's pure orange. That is an issue for sure. And this is a full thread about all of the water here. Steve's got more. I mean, this is basically a thread asking, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And now here we are. This is 2010. 14 years later, we're still going, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And George and I probably have the cleanest water in the town because we've invested the most in filtering it. So Rose then says, yes, there's 2 wells. I don't know if FRWA did any tests like you mentioned. We've had a problem ever since we started treatment for excessive disinfection byproducts, the TTHMs, and haloacids. Acids. It seems we either have color or TTHMs. Not only do we have color, it's horrific color, we also get horrific smell. Not much has changed in 14 years. It gets odder and odder, George. Look at this. This is all about a divorce attorney. I don't know. Do you think Rose and Don were having some problems?
You think they were rocky?
You think Don was spending a little too much time on the Lady Pirate and not with Rose? I don't know. But hello, Rose. Miss Murray and I were talking about a divorce attorney that will handle a divorce with a husband that is in the service. Now, I want to pause right there. That's a little dirty to me. Somebody's in the service, husband is in the service, serving our country right now, which, remember, Don said, everybody clapped. Everybody in here clapped. Now we're talking about a divorce, a husband who's actually serving his country right now. And this happens way too often, way too often. And this should not be in a public document at all. I spoke with an attorney I know. She said that requires additional step or 2, but that is not a problem. Her contact information is below. Again, completely and totally inappropriate communication from Town Hall with Rosemary on resources. Yeah, and this has been the legacy and the track record of Otter Creek.
10 years, right?
This is not okay. And all of a sudden everything comes full around and it's fixed. We get Madam Mayor Therese, which by far is the greatest, this is my opinion, greatest mayor to correct problems. I'm sure there were great mayors before. I don't doubt that at all. But to come into the problems that she came into and then to fix all of those problems with the help of Belinda and to clean up that mess that Rosemary left and Mary left. And all of a sudden, Otter Creek is actually going the right direction. They're being transparent. They're doing the right things. Belinda actually has a conscience, and she's a good person who would never do this type of thing in town hall, right? Nor with Madam Mayor. And I'm sad to share that because of Form 6, Florida has always required the governor and higher up government officials to clearly state all of their wealth and their liabilities. So also all of their anything that they owe, a mortgage, a fund, it could be college tuition for their kids. But Form 6 goes into little governments and little towns. And could you imagine the penalties? $20,000 if a person who's serving a town for $150, $125, $100 a month. They're doing it because they love the town. They're serving the town, and they file the paperwork out wrong, and they get a $20,000 fine. The cost, what they get on income, because they don't do it for income, they do it because they love the people, versus the fines that they could get. Listen, the CPA would have to fill out this form for George and I. Do you understand anything over $1,000? I could point out 50 things around me right now that are valued over $1,000. And that's just around me. Now I've got other properties. And nobody needs to know what I have that's worth over $1,000. That's just begging to be robbed, especially when you have horrific stalking neighbors who are plastering your address and your phone number all over the internet, trying to beg somebody to rob you. It's not okay. It's an invasion of privacy. And tomorrow night, we go back to town hall. We don't know what's going to happen. So our Madam Mayor has stepped down. And we wish her well. And we understand completely why she has stepped down. And Gail has stepped down. Now that leaves Don the Con. He knows all this information is out now about him and his wife. You've got Russ the Suss. The world knows who he is and what he's about. And you got Vice Mayor Zim. We have no idea what's going to happen. None whatsoever. But we will be there no matter what. Because us being there keeps others legally away that have no business threatening individuals and residents of Otter Creek. We'll be here for every single meeting for the rest of the year, for the rest of 2 years, and on if we have to continue to fly back. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow night.